Right now at 6, playoff basketball returns to Rip City, and we have live team coverage leading up to tip-off.
Here at Moda, the momentum is already building for the first home playoff game in 5 years.
High-stakes basketball in Rip City,
You
David.
said it.
The Portland Trailblazers with a shot to take control of the series.
Plus, we look back at the last time fans filled Moda and watched Dame do this. Plus,
it's more than exhausting. It's been demoralizing.
a Portland Catholic school facing student demands over a racial slur. And later, tracking a disturbing trend on the coast after a 14th whale washes ashore.
It's sad to see a giant animal like that come to its end.
We start here at 6 with a live look at Moda Center from our Rose City Skycam. We've got just over an hour to go until Game 3 between the Spurs and the Blazers. Thank you for joining us. Christine Pedawanich here, in Rip City fired up at this point after the Blazers took Game 2 with a big fourth quarter comeback. Our David Molko and Orlando Sanchez at Moda tonight, getting us ready ahead of tip-off tonight at 7:30. Guys, you've been talking about a lot of vibes, and they have been on point.
Oh, and we are hearing those cheers going up right now just outside the north entrance to the arena. Hundreds of fans lined up, ready to hit the arena for Game 3, Blazers versus Spurs. This is it. The vibes, they're supercharged. They run deep. They're blue skies and sunshine. We said they were electric, and I'm going to add one more to it. They are momentous. Right now, though, we're waiting on an injury report from the Spurs team to notice or to learn whether or not one of their key players, their best player, is going to hit the court tonight.
Biggest storyline of the playoffs in the entire NBA is whether or not Victor Wembanyama will be able to play. We are minutes away until the team must release their injury report, and that could change the entire series and even Game 3 and how the Trailblazers approach tonight's game. But just pulling back out, and like you mentioned, David, it is a sellout crowd here at Moda Center.
Standing room only, we should say.
Standing room only. This is years in the making. This fan base has been waiting for something like this. I mean, David, we've mentioned this over and over, but Rip City is a basketball town. This is a basketball city, and playoffs are here for the first time in 5 years, and all of a sudden, this series is up for grabs with the Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama suffering a concussion in the second quarter on Tuesday night. The reigning Defensive Player of the Year is a game-time decision. He has to pass a series of tests with doctors before he's cleared to play as he deals with that concussion. But he is in Portland. He participated in team shoot-around at Moda Center this morning, and the Blazers say the game plan does not change. They're preparing as if he's going to play.
We hope he plays. We hope he plays. We hope he's healthy, so we can go out there and compete.
We got to be ready for both situations. We know, even though if it doesn't play 1 or 2 games, whatever it is, we're going to face him soon.
I think we understand that we can't get too high. You know, we won one game and it's beautiful and it's nice. Nobody expected us to win, so that got out of the way. But we have a long job ahead of us.
The Spurs not having their best player and arguably one of the best players in the world totally impacts this series. As I mentioned, David, we're minutes away from finding out whether or not he will play in Game 3.
We can't overstate what this means to the fans. Some 20,000 expected to pack Moda tonight. Again, the first playoff game, the home game for the Blazers in 5 years here since the 2020-2021 season. We've been talking to fans. Lizzie Jacobs from Vancouver, who won a pair of those tickets on the Blazers scavenger hunt, taking her husband and sitting courtside. Good for her. She's not worried about all the noise around the team and the new ownership. No, she wants to make changes, and she wants to see a championship in her lifetime. And perhaps this is the first step, because it's been, years of rebuilding, and now the momentum is on. Perhaps this is the first step toward that.
Yeah, you kind of have to, crawl before you can walk. You've got to walk before you can run. And this Trailblazers has made a run into the postseason.
They are running.
And they have a shot to take this series.
Let's take a look back at how we got here.
Lillard, long range three. It's good.
7 years. 7 years since Damian Lillard hit his incredible buzzer-beating, series-winning deep three. It sent the Oklahoma City Thunder packing, and the Blazers on to round 2. 2019 was also the last time Portland fans got to experience a true playoff atmosphere.
You know, if you're playing at home or away, you know, they play a big toll, you know what I'm saying? So to all our fans, we need y'all in a major way.
Dribbles, drives, and he throws it down.
In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic brought the NBA and the world to a halt. When play resumed in the summer, the league crowned its champion in a bubble. No fans allowed. In 2021, postseason games returned to the Moda Center, but with limited capacity, mandatory masking, and social distancing. Then came 4 seasons out of the playoffs for the rebuilding franchise, until now.
I'm excited for the city itself, and I'm excited for all the young kids growing up here to kind of give something that they can look forward to, man. And like I said, it's a blessing to just put on a show for the whole Rip City.
Yeah, let's clap it up for the Blazers! It's been a long wait for the Portland faithful, but that all changes Friday night. No masks, no seat restrictions, just playoff basketball. The way it was meant to be enjoyed.
It's so great. I am so excited. I can't wait for the game on Friday.
It's that simple. Just years in the making. We are here. Playoff basketball is back in Rip City.
I mean, this is a win, and we've had a win, but this is a win that the fans need, that the team needs, that the city needs. We're going to be here tonight for Game 3, tip it off at 7:30, Game 4 on Sunday, and then we'll see where it goes from there. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, right?
Why not?
Little costume change, getting a little chilly out here. I want to say the Blazers are bringing the fire, but they're also going to bring the ice on the court, maybe in terms of that excellent defense and not letting anything through. You know, hats off to Michael Serrato, one of our directors, for a little vintage cap here, Jared Cowley for loaning me a little retro logo here. Talking about the team on the serious side a little bit, the new ownership, Tom Dundon, Texas billionaire, receiving a little flack and a little bit of a nickname right now for being cheap. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver saying he's not cheap, he's just scrimpy, and he knows what he's doing. But one of the big things was no free T-shirts for the playoffs, at least on the seats. But we do know what fans are getting now that just came in.
Yeah, they're going to have the rally towels flying throughout Moda Center, so you're going to have 20,000 red towels waving.
Yeah, try to distract those Spurs and keep them from getting buckets,
you got to
right?
make your free throws, and maybe that's a distraction. You'll take any edge you can have, but there's no doubt that home court advantage in full effect for the Portland Trailblazers with a chance to steal this series.
What was really nice to see in the lead up to this is not only people across town, like in the square, sending messages to the team, you know, Rip City 2 days ago after that momentous fourth quarter comeback on Tuesday night, but local businesses stepping up like Portland Gear. We've got the T-shirts here we've been telling you about. Since the Blazers aren't giving them away, they've got towels, and some fans, 200 have towels and T-shirts. We've got Red Hot Rising here. Found us Marcus Harvey creating this. It's a nod to the Blazers from 30 years back, right? Red Hot Rising. I think we can all agree that the momentum is on the way up.
Yeah, and I know this organization hoping that it is red hot and rolling in this series against the San Antonio Spurs, but just the way they played, David, in Game 2 has just created this extra boost of confidence, this belief that they can go out there and not only win Game 3, but win this series.
I got to ask you before we send it back to Christine here, Wembanyama aside, and we're expecting that update any minute, who to watch tonight? Who are your eyes on? Is it Scoot Henderson again, or what are you thinking?
Scoot Henderson has emerged as that X factor. He dropped a lot of shots at a high rate. He scored 31 points in that game, and I don't think the San Antonio Spurs fully expected that type of impact, but now he is on the scouting report, and I promise you they are going to respect that shot. But Scoot Henderson has been such a better player at home, and his percentages show that from deep and from that mid-range. So expect him to be an X factor in this, but Denny Avdia is the guy. He is going to carry them, and in terms of the game plan, it is to be aggressive, get downhill, draw fouls, be physical. If they can do that, regardless of Victor Wembanyama being out there, they've got a shot to win this game.
We want to see a W. We want to see a close game. We want to see this happen, and we want to see some magic out there, for lack of a better way of putting it. Coming up at 6:30, we're going to take a little bit of a look at the lighter side, some of the food and beverage options out there. You know, we got some special playoff cocktails. We don't, of course, but we'll tell you about that coming up. Christine.
Maybe later tonight. Okay, so excited to see that. And really good news to hear that the fans got some rally towels. Thank you so much, guys. We'll check back in with you later. And of course, you can stay with KGW for complete Blazers coverage. We'll have the highlights and hear from the players. They'll be weighing in tonight at 11. And yes, it is an absolutely gorgeous evening to be out and about. Currently 66 degrees it's looking like in downtown Portland. Meteorologist Matt Zafino joining us now. Matt, hoping we're still expecting that this beautiful weather continues throughout the weekend.
Going to be a great weekend, Christine. What we have right now is what we get pretty much all weekend long. Here's our Vancouver sky cam. This brings up the waterfront, Mount Hood, the Columbia River rolling on. It's a pretty good breeze out there right now, but it's only 9 miles an hour, so not a big deal, and 67 degrees. So enjoy. It'll be a little bit warmer tomorrow and a little bit warmer than that on Sunday. The coast, you see the camera shake going on there? That's because it's windy. We had gusts of about 32 up at Astoria. Down here at Lincoln City, it's gusting to 23. But the strong winds that we have right now will die down later on tonight. And while we'll pick up a little breeze tomorrow, it won't be as strong as it was today. I'll show you that a little bit later on. But for Portland, we'll drop down to 41 tomorrow morning. So it'll be a chilly morning. Probably hear that furnace kick on, but the sun comes out, rapidly warms us up to 70 degrees by later in the afternoon. So whatever you have planned for your Saturday, you'll have the weather for it unless you need rain, which we had, of course, during the middle part of the week. So clear overnight, sunny and warm for the weekend. Clouds are going to return on Monday. That, of course, means we'll cool it off a bit. I'll let you know how long they last. And there are some weather warnings around the state of Oregon. We'll touch on those too, Christine.
Still looking forward to the weekend. Thank you, Matt. In your headlines, a former Milwaukee mayor has been found dead alongside his wife in Los Angeles. Police say evidence, including a note, points to a possible murder-suicide. Officers found Jeremy Ferguson and his wife, Mandy Zelinka, both dead from gunshot wounds at a home in Venice Tuesday morning. So far, investigators have not said what may have led up to the shooting. Ferguson served as Milwaukee mayor from 2009 to 2015 and spent nearly 2 decades working for TriMet before moving to California. Earlier, we received a statement from Zelinka's family saying in part, quote, Mandy was passionate about art and photography, which was always woven into her professional pursuits. Mandy was loved by her friends and family and will be dearly missed. And a reminder, if you or someone you know is struggling, help is available 24/7. Just call or text the number on your screen. That is 988. It's for the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It provides confidential support and crisis resources. Again, that number, 988. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield and a coalition of states are suing the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. The lawsuit says the EPA failed to implement new 2024 clean air rules limiting soot pollution. The states say the delay is blocking steps to reduce heart attacks, asthma, and other health risks. They're asking a court to rule the delay violates the Clean Air Act and to order the agency to move forward with implementation. And a heads up for drivers, starting at 10 o'clock tonight, the I-84 off-ramp to Northeast Holiday Street near the Oregon Convention Center and Moda Center will be closed. ODOT is working on foundations for a new I-5 sign structure. This is a complete closure, so it will not reopen at any time except for a brief period on Sunday to make sure that people can get in and out of Moda Center for Game 4. Drivers should take Northeast Weidler to try to get around that closure. And over 100 students walked out of Central Catholic High School this morning in protest after a player on the school's baseball team said a racial slur during a pregame chant. Our Celine Stevens was there and spoke with students about what they want to see change.
This is the list of demands that students here at Central Catholic High School are asking for after a baseball player said a racial slur. Now they're asking for the varsity players to be kicked off the team, coaches suspended, and the student handbook revised.
It's more than exhausting. It's been demoralizing.
Over 100 Central Catholic High School students walked out of class Friday morning after racial hate speech was used during a pre-baseball game cheer.
The varsity players essentially hazed a freshman and into saying the racial slurs and the hate speech, and their season should be over and JV should be swung up instead.
Students urging the school's administration to take action.
Our second ask is a mandatory training for coaches on anti-racism and anti-hazing. And we just ask that this doesn't happen again, and the coaches should be suspended until they become educated on this topic.
Central Catholic forfeited 2 games, and in-person classes were canceled Monday and Tuesday as school staff determined how to support students. The school releasing a statement Friday that reads in part that they have taken action consistent with our current policies and are continuing to hold students accountable in ways that reflect the seriousness of this situation, and they are strengthening expectations for coaching through required training and support to ensure team culture, supervision, and leadership consistent with Central Catholic's values. But students say it has not done much.
They hosted more spaces for us to talk about it, but it felt mainly like they were just covering their own selves. Like, they didn't really change anything. Our black students are obviously mortified by this happening, but I see too many people in this school walking up to them and talking like nothing has ever happened. It's really disgusting, to be honest.
For some families, this isn't new.
When you get hit with the ball of racism, you can't, when we throw the ball back at you at accountability, in these institutions, you can't hide behind the cross or the church.
Just last year, one of Mike Phillips' sons experienced a racial slur being said to him at the Madeline School. Now, his older son, a student at Central Catholic, has to relive that experience.
Being someone who has been affected by racism in Portland, it has made me want to stand up for those who have been affected as well.
It makes me feel that this is the world we live in, and people can't help themselves. And that's a sad realization that everybody of color has to come to terms with.
In Southeast Portland, Celine Stevens, KGW News.